Alright, hello and welcome to a quick little video of the current exporter for Fusion into Unity. As you can see, we're going to be testing out on this wonderful bot here, which is a 13603 state bot. And you can see that everything is currently all already jointed together like this and it all works. But we'll now be using the exporter, which you can access by hitting add-ins there and hitting run. This will give you a bit of info about it. So the first phase will be about inputting the info for the robot. The second phase will be converting the CAD file into a simplified mesh to be able to quickly upload it onto the virtual robot simulator. So first thing that it'll do is it'll create a new file called Unity Export, and I'll just clone this over. And here it is. So it'll ask you to input some info for the joints. So like for example, if you have the front left motor, you'd be able to select. You can see that this motor would be affecting I think all the wheels. So you'd select all the wheel joints for this section here. But right now this isn't actually set up, and you'd be able to test movement and all that, and also servos, sensors, and drivetrain. So just some info that will then be parsed into Unity and be able to be used. But of course the second step here is a lot more finalized. Right now it's analyzing the joint data, and now it's actually going to go in through all these components here and combine them into these Unity comps that you can see here to just make it kind of a more simplified version and to basically reduce the complexities of this model here. And actually, while going through this process, it's going to remove a lot of the tiny components, which are the screws, because you don't really need them in Unity, and it just complicates the amount of objects that are in the scene. Alright, so it's on to its final step here. As you can see, it's currently selected all of the components in the Unity Comp 1, which is pretty much all the static stuff and none of the moving stuff, and it's basically converting it all into meshes. And then once it converts it into meshes, it'll go through each body in the component individually and convert them into a simplified mesh. And then one of the more important ones that is kind of deconstructing is these mechanism wheels. It's doing the same process as all the other ones, but for mechanism wheels they have a lot of different parts in them that just really add a lot of triangles. So it's very important that for the mechanism wheels, for example, that you don't necessarily need to see all the details. It's just better to have all the triangles just demeshed. And there we go. The current version of the Unity exporter has finished. You can see that a lot of the circular objects like down here have been very much demeshed into just kind of weird polygons. But you can see that actually it's running really smoothly on my laptop here compared to the original here. If I try and move it around, especially like moving this big object around, it can be a bit slow. But if I go over to this simplified one here, and if I try and move it, you can see it's a lot smoother and it works a lot better. So the next steps for this Unity exporter would be to export this file as well as the JSON info for a lot of the joints, positions, orientations, and all that, and being able to import it into Unity. So far, a lot of progress and a lot of potential, and yeah, more progress will be done.